Hi guys, Christopher here from CK Reptiles. So today we decided to do our very first care video. It's going to be a video on ball pythons. Basically where they come from, how to look after them, what they eat. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and hold on for the ball pythons. So here's our first ball python. This one is a mutation, it's called the fire. Okay, so basically what happens is now ball pythons, you get a normal one that looks like a wild type. I'm going to show you what the wild type looks like just after this one. These are just ones that we have in the shop that we are selling. We do have nicer mutations at home, so I will show you guys through that as well one day on maybe like a reptile room tour or something like that. So yeah, really nice colors. These guys are, they call them fires because of the reduced pigmentation in the coloring. This should be more dark. And then that's what the mutations basically do. They just alter something in the genetics to either make them lighter, change a pattern, or something like that. So yeah, that's basically what the mutations do. So if you breed two of these together, you get like a white snake. Pretty cool, or a super form of it. I'm actually not too sure if it's white or what it looks like, but I'm pretty sure they're white. Very nice snakes. So yeah, this is what they look like. They come from northern Africa somewhere. They actually have a quite wide range from where they come from, but yeah, really cool snakes. They eat rodents. In the wild they'll have something there, it's kind of like a rat hamster kind of a thing, so they eat those guys viciously. They go for it. These guys are constrictors and they have heat pits, so they can hunt at night. If you can see those little holes there right inside his face, those are heat sensing pits. That's how he picks up his prey. And then also he has a tongue to pick up particles in the air to tell him which way his prey is. So they would basically grab prey and they would constrict it. They would throw one or two coils around it and they would suffocate it to death, and then they would swallow them whole. Alright, so this is a normal, like I showed you guys now. You see how much darker he is. So this is what they look like in the wild. Really pretty snakes. Very, very pretty. This is also a male. We'll show you guys now what's the difference. But yeah, this is what they look like in the wild. This is what you could expect if you were in the region where they come from, and you would be walking around in the forest somewhere and you would stumble along one of these guys. So yeah, really nice. When it comes to sorry about that. When it comes to keeping these guys, it's fairly easy. You know, start with a small cage about this big when they're hatchlings, and then move them up as they grow. Because they're very easy, very tame snakes. You do get ones that are a little bit feisty, but they tame out very quickly. This is why they're called ball pythons, because they go into a ball if they feel a little bit threatened or something like that. But this, we're not hurting it or anything. It's just they don't like to be picked up so much. But if you do it more often, I'm sure they'll be okay with it, and then start stretching out a little bit more. So yeah, this is why they're called ball pythons, for this reason. And then actually very pretty, the patterning. Very pretty. Very stunning. So yeah, temperatures on these guys about 28 to about 30 degrees is perfect. 100%. Unless you would like to breed, then you would have to do a whole different cycle. But okay, we'll speak about that when we start speaking about ball python breeding. And so humidity at all times at about 60%. And when they're getting close to a shed, maybe try and push it up to 100% of humidity for about a day or two. So all you do then is you spray them about twice a week in that time what they're getting ready to shed, and it'll just shoot the humidity right up. Otherwise, a nice big water bowl will also put the humidity up through the roof, but to about 60%. And yeah, no lights needed, nothing like that. No calcium, because the mice that we feed them are frozen thawed mice, and they already have bones in, they already fur, everything. They have calcium, everything that the snake needs to be healthy and fat and good. So yeah, these guys are one of the best pet snakes, basically, because they're very available. These normal ones go for about $400 when they're babies, and they're really small then. But yeah, they're very easy to find. Guys are breeding them every single year. Like there's a few breeders, probably about 10 or 20 in South Africa, that are breeding every single year and don't miss a year. You know, they breed all the time. So you can get these guys anywhere, and anywhere from this until, so from the price range you can get them between, depending on mutation, is anywhere between $400 for a normal, and then a nice one that I don't have here now for about 20,000 rand. We even get some for about 800,000 rand. I think about 3 or 4 years ago there was one sold for 800,000 rand. I just can't remember what was the mutation, but I will try and check if I can find out. But yeah, it was a pretty cool snake. It was a completely black snake. I think it was I can't remember, but it was very nice. I remember one of my friends saying that he would rather buy a Mustang, and but yeah, I think I would rather buy the snake. Yeah, very nice snakes, very chilled. They're also very good for beginners. They're not very hard to keep, like I've said. They do have some feeding problems if you don't know what you're doing. So if you do keep a ball python, don't make it your first snake, because you might have a snake that has feeding problems, and then you're not going to get it to feed, and then you're going to have a whole bunch of problems. It's going to start deteriorating and then eventually die, and you'll never keep a snake again because you think that you're bad at it. It's not that you're bad at it, it's just it takes a little bit more skill and patience to have these guys, because you have to tease feed them. So it means you have to tap them with the mask a little bit gently on their tail or next to their necks or something, you know, just to get them interested and then smelling what it is, and then eventually they'll start taking it. Luckily, we do not have any problem feeders. All of them, they go for any prey items we give them. We switch them between mice and chicks, especially when they're this age. Just a little bit of a treat, the chicks, but they do enjoy them. So yeah, that's basically the general thing about ball pythons. They don't get too big. They're pretty easy to handle. Not aggressive. I always call these the puppies of snakes, because they are basically the puppies. They're very chilled, very relaxed. No hard times with these guys. You know, like some other retics and Burmese pythons, stuff like that. They get really large and they get aggressive, and you don't want a really large aggressive snake. So yeah, these guys don't get too big. I wish I had a bigger one to show you, but don't worry about it. We will cover a bigger one in another video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and then if you guys have any question, please let us know. Yet again, we're going to quickly go through it. So basically, basic temperatures between 28 and 30 degrees. Smaller cage. As they grow, you extend the cage. It's not for any reason that's you know, like buy a cage every time. It's just because they feel more threatened in a bigger cage. So you know, think about yourself. If you lived in a huge house and there's nothing else there, just this huge house and maybe a chair or two, you know, you're also not going to feel so good. That's why you have rooms and dividers, so that you have a smaller space to feel a little bit more confined in. Same with these guys. They get really cage aggressive if you put them in a really big enclosure, and they also don't find stuff like their food and stuff like that. So yeah, very cool. Eat mice or chicks, or actually whatever you will offer them, and if they do take it. Not a beginner snake. It is in the beginner range, but I think if you've never kept a snake, you shouldn't get one of these first. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so that's it. That's basically ball pythons. Just remember, guys, I know there is a lot more information to give out about these guys, but we just give general information. This channel is actually more for people that know nothing about snakes. We have a lot more knowledge about these things, and the only reason I'm saying this, we had someone say that it sounds like we don't know what we're talking about, and I can hear why that does sound that way, because we're really trying to get through the general stuff, the basically the entry level knowledge about these snakes, because there's a lot of misconception about reptiles and snakes in general. That's, you know, people would never keep these things, and the reason this is this way, because no one teaches anyone. You know, no one says, you know, come and have a look at this. You know, I always tell people that come into the shop, because everyone that comes in here has a huge fear of snakes, and then eventually we get them over it, because while we have love for these animals, and then we have passion, we want to share that with you guys. So the big thing that's happening over here now is when people come in here, you know, you're born with two fears. I always tell this to people. You're born scared of falling and scared of loud noises. The rest you learn, so you can unlearn it. You know, it's like smoking or any bad habits. Basically, you can unlearn it. You just need to want to. So this is for the people that want to learn how to appreciate snakes and respect them, and bugs and fish and whatever you want to talk about. You know, we really are there, but we are animal pro and not fearing them. You know, respect them. You don't have to fear something you respect, because there's a mutual respect between that. You leave it alone, it leaves you alone, and you have something pretty to look at. He's maybe cleaning your house out if it's a spider, you know, cleaning the flies out of the mosquitoes or whatever he's doing. And if it's a snake, he's cleaning up the mess in your yard. Maybe the rats that came in moved into your yard, or the frogs that came in moved into your pond. So yeah, we're just doing really basic information, guys. If you guys would want to know anything else, anything basic, this is what I say, this is for you guys. This is not for us. We're keeping ourselves busy with this, and we're sharing a lot of love, but this is for you guys. We're doing this every single day so we can teach you guys more about what we love.